real while we're in them. It's only when we wake up that we realize something is actually strange.
This was your responsibility. We are not prepared for this.
Nolan month continues, and we're still right here ingesting all of this wonderful Nolan-isms. I mean, look, people, if you don't already know, this man is a genius. He can't do no wrong, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same in this, the Inception discussion of the Movie Club podcast. I am Trae D. Price. Joining me, as always, for these things is the man who doesn't know the difference between a foot of film and 2 gigs left of film, Shakis Moore. Welcome.
What's good? And you're right. Do you?
I do. I absolutely do. You don't know. I was there back in the day when you had to cut films. Literally, that was me, Trae D. Pennyworth Price.
Pennyworth Price.
Cutter of the. I cut the first film. The first film roll was me.
Nice.
Thank you. Yeah, I look good for my age.
I was just about to say the same thing.
Don't crack, bro. So Inception, in my opinion, is Christopher Nolan's magnum opus. I think Inception is the most Christopher Nolan film ever. I don't think anything he's done afterwards, and we haven't seen Tenet yet. Tenet will be the last movie we cover for Christopher Nolan month. I haven't seen Tenet yet, but I think that nothing else that he's done after Inception has been as good, and everything before has been a run-up to Inception.
Describe what you mean. What do you mean by his most Nolan movie?
You know how I think one of the basic tenets of a Christopher Nolan film is the way they start in a circle. You know, our ending is our beginning, and everything kind of just like flows back to that point. Yeah, that's Inception there.
Yeah, that's Inception. That is like a state that is Nolan.
Right?
I don't know if anyone can do it like that.
Not only that, the characters that he used feels more truer to where we started in Memento. Cobb feels a lot like, forgot his name.
Dude from Memento.
Cobb really does feel like that guy whose name I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna try.
Because it's been weeks. I'm sorry, people. I don't have an encyclopedia knowledge. That's why we have the internet. But he does feel like that. You know, a guy trying to get back to where he was before. And yet our guy Memento can't, because he doesn't have he can't remember pretty much. But everything he does is try to get back to the person he was before his wife died. You know, to get that sort of closure and that satisfaction. Cobb wants to get back home to his kids.
Yeah.
You know, and everything that he does is to that point, even if it is self-damaging.
The most self-destructive thing I've seen.
We also have like a cast of characters in here that feel like the cast of characters in Memento, to where his interactions with Arthur, you know, like Cobb's interactions with Arthur, with Eames, with Saito. You know, all that feels like his interactions with everyone in old guys' reactions with everyone in Memento, where with Trinity from the Matrix and Police Chief from Bad Boys. I am really bad.
With Trinity from the Matrix. That dude from Bad Boys.
Like a daggone sitcom show opening, and it's Trinity from the Matrix. Angry police cap from Bad Boys. Oh God, what am I doing? I feel like their interactions and his use of these characters are very similar. Not like 1-to-1, like it's not like a 1-to-1 correlation, but I feel like they are very similar in their interactions with the plot. It just feels like even his use of Hans Zimmer feels like his use of Hans Zimmer in Batman. Like these scores feel honestly, they do feel 1-to-1 with each other. And since like this is post Dark Knight, right?
Okay.
This is the movie he kind of pushed aside in order to do Batman Begins and Dark Knight and something else. This feels like all that was just like a template for how I want to do Inception. Like it feels to me to be Christopher Nolan's most Christopher Nolan movie.
Well, when you say it like that, I kind of believe you.
And that's good because I said it choppy as hell.
And even so, I understand what you're saying. I really do. I feel that. I can agree.
Yeah,
I really can. And it's, man, so I kind of got spoiled a little bit in this movie about certain plot points, like his wife killing herself, about the all-important spinning top. I didn't really know what its important was. I just knew it was sort of an important thing. With this composing website that I'm learning through, they use Hans Zimmer and other composers as examples for, like, listen to this to understand, you know, because this is like, this sounds good. This sounds, break it down to understand it. And the video they have shows a bunch of scenes. So I was kind of spoiled, but of course, going into a Nolan movie, unless you know unless you watch a Nolan movie, you're not really spoiled because you don't really know the context of anything.
Right. Like that part that they spoil for you, it could be the beginning or the middle or the end. Like you don't know.
It could literally be anything, and it could honestly be nothing. And but it's never nothing. It's never nothing with Nolan.
Never nothing with Nolan.
But
that's the tagline. It's never nothing with Nolan.
But even so, like going into this movie, you know, after damn near a decade of hype, you know, I'm like, man, this movie will probably be, you know, pretty good. You know, people have been talking about it forever, but you know, this movie definitely surpassed what I expected. It went above what I anticipated from a Nolan movie, given that we watched Interstellar first since it came after. I would expect it to be like more of a height for Nolan. You know, you expect everyone to just get better as they go along. But I just think it was sort of you know, Nolan kind of tells the same story, but I feel like it was a pretty different story with Interstellar. But no, I can, like you said, I think this is like the height of Nolan, of what he's made so far. And I do really like the character interactions here. An old girl who looked like Ellie from Last of Us.
Now Elliot Page, then Ellen Page.
Elliot Page, my apologies, did a really good job in this movie. Like, I really liked the way he was interacting with Cobb, trying to help him deal with the things he didn't really want to deal with.
You know it's gonna be weird. You know it's gonna be weird. This is weird for me, and you know nothing to you, Elliot Page, but it's gonna be weird for me to say, man, I had a crush on him back in the day.
Hey, man, you still can. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, my heart belongs to Ryan Reynolds now. You know this.
You know, fair enough.
Dad, I would never cheat on you, Ryan. Ryan, if you hear this.
Ryan!
I'm just outside
with the boombox. I was about to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Elliot Page, phenomenal job in this movie. Of course, the visuals in this movie are freaking next level.
I mean, it's because of this, and I'm gonna say it. It's probably wrong. I'm gonna say it. It's because of this we got Doctor Strange.
I mean, it was Doctor Strange before Doctor Strange. So yeah. Just crazy, confusing, mind warping shit. But also, how can we talk about how stupid this shit is? We're gonna go. I'm gonna go a dream within a dream. We're gonna put them down and go into a dream within a dream within a dream.
It's only stupid.
There's only 3 levels.
Because before you watch this, you watch all the parodies of this. Because South Park had to take a dig at it. Because Rick and Morty had to take a dig at it.
Man, this is so complicated and cool, man.
You don't have to impress me, Morty.
This isn't dumb, man.
It's
not. You know, it's overly complicated.
Well, that's because they try to build a believable world. And I was thinking about this. I was like, that's part of what this movie's charm, what makes this my favorite Christopher Nolan movie, aside from the Batman series, is that they build a world where going into people's dreams, building environments in people's dreams feels like it could be an actual thing. And you know what sold it for me? it sold me for me when they were in the scene when they were trying to meet up with Yusef and recruit him as the chemist, and they talk about how this was used, or it was either that or it was when Elliot, JG, Lovey Love, and Cobb were in like the warehouse or whatever, and they talking about it being a military application. Mm-hmm. How that people were using that to train soldiers and things like that. And I was like,
yeah, that
helps build, because when the military get it, then it's like, yeah, this is an actual thing. Yeah. Military use this for whatever. For some reason, that helped me solidify this as like a believable world. Something with that, and just like how serious everyone takes this.
Yeah,
you know,
like the thing is, like, everyone takes it like extremely seriously. Mm-hmm. Like, and he kind of does and doesn't, but Cobb like does and doesn't at the same time. Mm-hmm. Because like Elliot Page is the only person who knows this man got demons that he ain't dealing with, and they're getting in the way of literally any mission where he's trying to extract or incept people. And he doesn't tell anybody for reasons, because he just doesn't want to be like that type of vulnerable dude who, like, nobody's gonna take this guy on a mission because he is the biggest liability of every single mission ever. Mm-hmm. And you get that from the beginning, but you don't realize it. And man, that's what I really like about these Nolan movies, man. When you think it's like, man, I'll finish this movie, I'm gonna go back and so that at the beginning, like, this it's like all these puzzle pieces fit together, and it's just really great storytelling because he keeps it consistent across the board. And
that's exactly what it is. It's actually like watching somebody assemble a puzzle piece, and then you think you know what you're getting into, and then it turns like you think you're getting a beautiful day at the park, and then next thing you know, they get that corner piece finished, and it's a fucking dragon. It's like, oh my God, you know?
Yeah. And like the pacing for these movies is usually the best part about how the story is told. In Inception, they kind of just cut out some of the middle fluff you'd normally expect from watching like Memento and even Interstellar. Like there's a little bit of fluff, quote, that you maybe could cut from Interstellar, but in Inception they just like, all right, so we're here, and now we're in and the thing is they keep the real world and the dream worlds, because the dream world has to be accurate for the person that's the dreamer. Mm-hmm. So the cuts help confuse you into thinking that you're in the real world,
and it
in
also,
a good way.
It also helps with that what we were talking about with the pacing, that we have to cut through like the various levels of the dream. That helps it feel kinetic.
Yeah, like the transitions between the dream levels. God, I'm trying so hard not to make sci-fi references right now. Like the transitions, the transitions are really well done. It's like really. It's just the visuals in this movie are just so impressive. Mm-hmm. Like it's just so visually pleasing.
This is Inception is one of, because we watched this digitally, and I'm starting to hate watching it digitally because I want to instantly just go back, and now I want to see how they did that. So I want to go to the Blu-ray extra features and watch those and see that, because I remember one of the things that they were touting was the scene with Joseph Gordon-Levitt in the hotel room. And the rotational scene and how they went about doing that. I remember seeing that back in the day. And I was like, I want to see that again.
The hotel room or the hallway?
The hallway in the hotel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, that shit was like, that's so crazy, bro. I'm going to have to look at that myself.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so now I got to get the 4K Blu-ray and get it.
Now this available in 8K.
The disc not for the games, bro. I need the disc version of the PS5 for these 4K Blu-rays.
I mean,
like the PS5 ain't even gonna be in here. It's gonna stay in there when we watch movies. Like this, hook the PS5 to the projector and then have
to the 4K projector.
Oh shit! Do I need a? Jesus Christ, Sony, Nolan, both of you. But that's where this thing is going. Anyway.
A nice bit of contrast from Interstellar to Inception. He likes eyes.
Yeah. He truly believes eyes are the windows to the soul.
Truly. Is the way the score is presented. So like in Interstellar, the score is like it's interspliced in to some of the world scenes, sometimes, maybe sometimes in the ship, even though for the most part the ship is usually quiet because they're in space. But in Interstellar, there's almost there's repetitiveness with a song called Time by Hans Zimmer. I heard that song, or at least motives from that song, throughout the film because I've heard it before from that course. But it's almost a wall-to-wall type score, more Hollywood sounding, but it also still feels really appropriate for the movie. It still helps you feel just immersed. Like it's just another level to keep the viewer really engaged.
Are you talking about Inception or Interstellar?
Inception.
Okay. I got a little lost there for a second. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, you gotta stay on the right dream levels, my friend.
I see this. To wake up, we're in class or some shit. Like, oh God.
But we've been dancing around. Biggest question of this movie.
We haven't danced around it. I wasn't gonna mention the damn question.
Oh, I was, because we talked about it a little bit last night. But
that shit haunted your dreams. Actually, is he still dreaming? Or is he awake?
I don't even know if I had a dream last night. Was he in the real world, or was he still dreaming? Trae Price.
I'm gonna start by I don't know. Don't know.
Boo.
So I'm gonna argue both sides.
All right, fine. That's fair.
I believe he is in the dream because of the length of time that we see the top spinning. Because every other time that we've seen him spin the top or seen someone spin the top, it's sort of an instantaneous effect. Movies are meant to cut down time. We don't. That's the whole purpose, is to make things seem shorter, right? So if you hold on that long, and already have established how real things feel with the spin in reference to the spinning top, and that, you know, knocking over every single, like it uses spin for a few seconds and it knocks over. That push in would seem to accent the fact that he didn't make it out, and it makes that ending that kind of feels like it just kind of wraps up like a sitcom. Feel more like lean more towards that solution where he sees that, like you said, like we were watching last night. He was like, the whole squad. Here we go, everybody. And here's this guy. And here's this girl. Here's this guy. Hey,
the heist was successful.
And it's like, but was it though? You know?
Whole time I was waiting for like the confirmation, and then it's really interesting how fixated Cobb as a character is. He's fixated on his goals. His goal is he wants to go home to see his kids, but he's also fixated on his wife. He's fixated on his guilt. And then and he's fixated every time he leaves the dream world. He spins his top, right? Because you have your totem to check whether or not you are in the real world. No one else knows no one else is supposed to know what your totem is.
Right.
No one's supposed to know the dynamics of it. You're supposed to know it. You're supposed to have the feeling of it. And that feeling lets you know that you're in the reality. He discards that when he gets what he wants at the end. He gets to see his children's faces. But as soon as he gets home, he spins his top. But as soon as his dad or father-in-law. Okay, that's what I thought. I didn't think it was his actual dad. But his father-in-law, he's in the background, look who I brought home, and then the kids look up. They see him, he see them. He immediately just goes, well, it doesn't matter. I think that nigga's still dreaming, without a doubt, because, like you said, it's been emphasized, and within the rules that they've set so far, feels like he could be. But he could have just had a bit. He could have had a good spin.
My other. You just jumped right.
Sorry.
Like, I was right in the middle of that shit. And now took the top. It's mine now. Like,
Beyblade, let it rip. My bad.
Well, yeah, there you go. That's what I was leading. Yeah, so he sees his kids, and then he just ignores the top. So that that does lead into he's still dreaming. That said, it could just be an emphasis on the top to make you think that.
Yeah.
A slow push in just to allow that shit, just, you know, spit it with some VFX and just let that shit cut before you see whether it would have dropped or not.
Yeah.
So he could actually be awake. That's why I don't know. And it's one of those things where it's like, it depends on the director's intention.
Yeah.
And I feel like if Christopher Nolan is smart, which I know he is, he would not say either way.
He's never gonna say it. He could get asked that question every day, 1,000 times for the rest of his life, and he will never answer it. And that would be the smartest thing to do. I think he fucking with us, low-key.
He is. He is hockey. With all that said, this is why I believe Inception gets the S rank. We surpassed grades on this one. I can't tell this man nothing. S rank.
Whoa. Whoa. Talk about subverting expectations. I did not see that coming. Yeah. This is his best thing. This is everything he's putting out. This is Nolan. If you want to know who Christopher Nolan is, watch Inception. You'll get a very clear understanding, and then watch it again because you won't have a clear understanding of Inception until you watch it again.
Honestly.
But yeah, I agree. I'll give it an S. Since that's allowed, we're going up to S.
First S.
Turn it up to 11.
This is one of those things. It won't happen a lot, people. I think the other movie that deserves an S rank that I didn't give an S rank because I ain't think about that till literally right now. 1917. I mean, that's another one I'd probably give an S rank. That's another one I'd probably give a whole movie like that. Remember 19? Roger Deakins?
No, yeah, I remember it. I was like, I was waiting for you to finish what you were saying because I cut you off earlier.
Oh, it's like, I'm not gonna do that again. You motherfucker.
But yeah. I don't even like war movies. Like I don't like
same.
war movies. I don't like war documentaries. But 1917 is a fucking phenomenal film. Probably the best film I'd seen in so long. And we've watched a lot of good movies recently. Like a lot of good stuff has been coming out. Cinema isn't dead, but all these movies are trash.
According to Martin Scorsese.
But yeah. There's a couple of others that I would probably include in that.
It's literally one of those movies that I every now and again I think about watching again.
Man, yeah.
But anyway, you know what we thought. Let's go ahead and hop in the Wayback Machine. Hop in the Wayback Machine, boy. And we shall go see what the people thought of Inception. With a budget of $160 million, the box office on Inception was $836 million. $0.8 million. I can't even say it. It's so big. Ooh, so big. It topped Interstellar. It's 100 plus over Interstellar.
What was the Interstellar?
It was like
budget?
700. Oh, I think it was like 168 million was the budget on Interstellar.
Yeah, I think it was either more.
It was less.
165.
Oh, sorry, it was more. Yeah, it was more than Inception, and made less. Inception.
All right.
106. Like that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, man. This is his magnum opus, and even though we don't cover it, I want to check real quick.
He even cut costs.
You right?
I mean, $5 million ain't shit for a movie, but he cut $5 million.
One of the movies we won't cover on Christopher Nolan Month, we'll probably cover later on. I'm gonna check Dunkirk, which came out in 2017, had a budget of 100 to it's one of those ranges, people, 100 to 150 million, and came out with a budget of 526.9 million. So the people agreed.
You said budget again. I
just
said box office.
Box office of $526.9 million. So it seems like the people agree. Like Inception is this man's magnum opus. Like this is because I feel like with the Batman films, it's not like he like copped out on those. He definitely did. He definitely put his foot in them movies too. Yeah. But I feel like that was him doing that for Warner Brothers, and not him doing that for him. Yeah,
it's like what you talk about. The guy who made The Gentleman, what is that guy?
Guy Ritchie,
and how he hasn't had a movie that really felt like him making a movie in so long. Like, yeah, I can understand.
Exactly
like,
that.
Even though, like, I like the Dark Knight trilogy as well. Like, I really fucks with those. But they definitely have a different feel to them, but they still have that Nolan touch.
Yeah,
on
they have that Nolan. They got a little bit of Nolan in them.
Like, it feels like he was maybe exploring how to tell a story a different way because, you know, his movies up to this point have all had a very similar way of telling their story. Who knows? Always good to try and get out of your comfort zone a little bit and expand your horizons.
I will say this, and this will be the last thought that we'll leave. I feel like Christopher Nolan is a lot like Martin Scorsese.
In what way?
I feel like their movies kind of tell a similar story. Well, not a similar story because, you know, Christopher Nolan does it so differently, but they both tell crime stories. And I feel like that's both where their best stuff is rooted in. And even the Dark Knight series, the Dark Knight specifically, feels a lot like Heat, which is sort of a cops and robbers movie by Martin Scorsese that is more about the city than it is about the movie. Okay. And The Dark Knight kind of feels that same way. And it feels like you can feel a lot of Martin Scorsese's influence in Christopher Nolan.
I'll have to check out a few more Scorseses. So far, I've only got 2 under my belt. Well, no, 3 under my belt.
Yeah.
Raging Bull, Taxi Driver, and Goodfellas. I love Goodfellas though.
Goodfellas is good.
Like that. I need to go back and rewatch that. That's some cinema right there.
Cinema. That's a you saying that's a capital A?
That is that capital. There's a lot of good. There is still capital A films being made. By the way, for the people. Scorsese just ain't seen them.
All right, people, that's it. We're out. Peace. With some chicken grease.
I have it under control. I'd hate to see out of control.
Thank you for listening to the podcast. Make sure that you check out the other shows that we have on the Facebook, the other main podcast that comes out every other Tuesday. Make sure you leave a like, share it with your friends and your family. Go check out our YouTube where we have content from other Production 1200 works. And make sure you follow us on the Instagram. We post sometimes there. We'll do more. We'll try. Maybe. Like us on iTunes podcast, rate and review. Give us them 5 stars. And we'll see you next time.